Hey guys, what's up? This is Smash Adams here, and today I'm going to do another deck profile, and as you can see, it's on Horus, the Black Flame Dragon. Finally, after all those years of getting all this support for the deck, even though they hit so many things for dragons over the years. Um, Originally I was going to do the Heretic version, but because I sold like most of my extra deck just to get more support for my dragons previously, I put that idea on hold until I got the rest of the extra deck back. So yeah, that will be coming up soon. But this deck in particular is pretty unique. I've tried it out a couple of times. I've tested it out like just today as well. It's really awesome. Um, Overall, I like the consistency. The only downside is a lot of people don't run Horus because a lot of people say, oh, level up is bad if you draw it at the wrong time and all that. Running Horus levels are pretty hard. If you run it right, you possibly can't go wrong. I mean, it depends on how you run the deck. Don't just say that it's bad and then just disregard that one particular card because of what other people think of it. Do what you want to do. But anyway, enough of that. Here is Horus, the Black Flame Dragon. To start off, we've got one level 8. This pretty much negates any spell you choose, any except for Super Polymerization, because you cannot chain when Super Polymerization is activated. That's the main weakness to Horus. Really good against spellbooks. You can easily get level up with this card, and you can easily do a lot of plays with heretics with this card. That's one of the fastest ways to run Horus now. Well, you can run Dragon Rulers as well, but a lot of people run the heretics just to make it faster. The reason I run 1 is because 2 can be a little cloggy at times, and if you get it at the last second, it can't help you if you lose your field at the wrong time. But overall, like this card. Very powerful for a 3,000 point beast. Next, we've got 3 level 6s. Now, some of the decks that I've seen ran 2, but I figured 3 actually did help. And based on what I tested out, I was right. I like it so far. These can easily get over Spellbook of Fate, or Lance, or any of those other spells, except for Super Polymerization, like I mentioned with level 8. But overall, really good for a dragon that's unaffected by spells. Now, I know a lot of people hate these dragons, but guess what? Konami made them for a reason, so you got to deal with them. The Dragon Rulers. Blaster, Tempest, Tidal, and Radox. You know what they do. Basically, you need these to get the right elements you need, and to summon like the beaters on board, which are obviously these 3. His effect isn't used as much, but mainly these 2 are used a lot, especially with Dragon Rulers. But in this case, since I'm running Horus and I'm running a beatdown based type of a deck, you need to get as many dragons under your field as possible. So you get this guy after banishing a couple of dragons from your graveyard from your hand. You're good to go. So never hurts to run the Dragon Rulers in this deck. And no, I do not run level 7s, but I do run a couple of Synchros that can benefit this deck. 1 Red Eyes, Mad, this is still at 1, but you know what? There's a reason why Konami limited this card. Unless they make something really broken, they're probably not going to do anything to this card for a while. But I like Red Eyes. He's probably one of the most broken dragons in the game right now. Next we've got Quick Mirror Dragos, just to get over Evil Swarms, Light Swarms, anything light or dark based that can special summon pretty much. So the minute they say Caster and all those other cards, okay, you can do that, but how are you going to get over Quick Mirror Drago unless you have something to shrink its attack points in time? So yeah. And the fact that he's 1900, I'm not too worried. And he's a wind-based type dragon, so it can be food for Tempest. Now for the Searchers. 3 Mass Dragons. You need these for the 1500 or below dragons that you have in your deck, which are these guys. Delta Flyer. I only run one because I didn't have space for the other one. Debris Dragon. This may come out for a Divine Dragon Apocryph, but overall he's been working great with getting into Iron Chain or Orient Dragon faster. Dread Dragon to search out your weaker dragons. And that's pretty much the tuners right there. One Blizzard Dragon. I thought of running 2, but I figured 1 was enough. Overall, I like his overall stats. Attack points, pretty good. But not many people go for 1800s these days. But hey, why not? One Exploder Dragon, just to suicide into a card. Even though you don't take battle damage, you can still destroy that card. It doesn't target, so whoever says otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about. So yeah, Exploder Dragon. And lastly, to end the monster lineup, 2 Totem Dragons. I thought of cutting 1 out for probably another Shrine, because I want to have as much graveyard power as possible, considering I run the Dragon Rulers. But so far, they have been helping me out a lot, because most of the stuff I've been getting was either, well, mostly from my hand, and basically from activating effects from the field, so yeah, why not? 2 Totem Dragons. They can easily set up for Horus, too. Now for the spells, and I run a lot. To start off, we got 2 Dragon Shrines. You only run 2 just to keep the consistency at a high rate, so that way I can get enough dragons into the graveyard as possible. Same thing with Foolish Burial. So that way, if I don't get Dragon Shrine, just go for Foolish. You're getting a dragon into the graveyard regardless, so it doesn't matter. 2 level ups, because you run Horus, so why not? And you can easily just go straight into level 8 if you get it. You get Horus, you've pretty much got game if you're going up against spellbooks, so why not? 2 MSTs to stop back row, destroy back rows pretty much. 1 Dark Hole. I was a little skeptical about this because I run Horus in there, but I realized 3 level 8s plus a Dark Hole doesn't really hurt me that much. So yeah. Lightning Vortex, because I do run some dragons that I can spare, so why not? 1 Book. 1 Burial. 2 DDRs, pretty much to get some banished dragons that I need. 1 Gold Sark. And a Dragon's Mirror, just to top it off. But overall, I like these choices that I've made. And lastly, to end the main deck, 3 Royal Decrees. Why not? You get those, they set up their back row. Most of them are possibly traps, so during their end phase, activate it. And they can't do much of anything unless they have an MST. So yeah, 3 Royal Decrees. 2 can work also, but in this case, since you want to see it more often and get a lock in on time, run 3. Now for the extra deck. I run 1 Zen Mains, 1 Leviair, and 1 Leviathan. Essential rank 3s for the deck. You can easily make these. Next we've got only 1 rank 4, which is Queen Dragoon to Gen. I thought of running 2, but 1 was doing more than I expected, so yeah. 1 never hurts, so yeah. Plus, she can prevent your dragons from being destroyed by battle, except for her. Now for Synchros. For 6s, we can start off with Orient Dragon, in case you're running up against junk decks and you want to get rid of the right Synchros as possible. You can't do shit without Synchros to get Quasar. So the minute you get him, banish the Synchro. Oh, guess what? Their play's screwed with summoning Quasar. And 1 Iron Chain, just to mess up their draws after they mill, so why not? You gotta deal damage in order to do it, though. For the 7s, we've got Ancient Fairy, if you're going up against Gravekeepers. Exploder Dragon Wing, just to burn, pretty much. And Black Rose to Duke Nukem the field. Duke Nukem, that's funny. Anyway, the rest of the monsters. We got a Stardust, because it's Stardust. Scrap Dragon, because it's Scrap, and he pops stuff. Crimson Blader to stop normal and special 5 or higher. And Red Dragon Archfiend, in case you're going up against face downs such as spellbooks. So why not? They're really good. For the 10, I run Trident Dragion. This might be a Leo, but I like Trident Dragion. He's pretty broken in this deck. And to top off the deck, we cannot complement it without 5-headed dragon. Probably one of the most underrated fusions that I've used thus far, especially playing dragons over the years. You need this card, especially if you want to go for game, especially in a situation where you have nothing else to do. So you get Dragon's Mirror at last minute. Guess what? You have enough dragons to spare. Go for it. So anyway, this has been another deck profile by Smash Adams. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you want more. So this has been another deck profile, and I look forward to seeing you guys another time. Peace.